Bryce Underwood not being an LSU Tiger was the best thing for them. Welcome to Offseason Review, where we go through every single team's offseason and give it a grade all the way to kickoff. And no better place than to start with the LSU Tigers, which truthfully had one of the best offseasons in the entire country. The way that they ended the 2024 season was an absolute punch in the gut. The way that they were losing games to basically any quarterback that was mobile, and as well you lost Bryce Underwood, a generational talent. But it's been reported all throughout the 2024 offseason that LSU was not meeting the expectation that was needed in terms of NIL funding. They had a ton of swings and misses in terms of the transfer portal last year, but in just 12 months, they were able to get the #1 overall transfer portal class. I think the big catalyst was getting outbid by Michigan in the Bryce Underwood recruitment. And this portal class, I think, fits exactly what the direction of the 2025 season is. This defense is growing and getting better. Blake Baker, I think, is the right guy at the defensive coordinator position, and he's probably going to be a head coach in a couple years. I thought going into the offseason, the defensive talent was solid and it had room to grow, but now its ceiling is way higher. Guys like Patrick Payne were seen as a first-round pick going into last year's NFL draft. Obviously, we saw what happened with Florida State. That guy is going to be a massive addition. And then on the offensive ball, you're able to retain Garrett Nussmeier, who I think would have been a first-round pick in this past NFL draft, and surrounded him with a bunch of new wide receivers. And not to mention, you prepared for the future, getting a very talented quarterback from Mississippi State in Michael Van Buren. Now, obviously, losing a guy like Will Campbell is not something that you want to go into an offseason losing, but they were able to replace a ton of guys with their transfer portal additions, pair that with a top 10 recruiting class. Truthfully, there's just so much to like with what LSU did this offseason. I think they've set themselves up for a higher ceiling than what we have seen over the past couple years, and they are projected to be a national title contender, in my opinion. Now, I still think that there's some depth that could be seen in the defensive line room and in the safety, so I'm not going to give it an A+, but I'm going to give it an A grade. But let me know, what team should I do next and give them an offseason grade?